This is Gerardo Del Real with Resource Stock Digest. Joining me today is the president and CEO of Nevada Sunrise, Mr. Warren Stanyer. Warren, how are you this afternoon?
I couldn't be better, Gerardo. Nice to be here on the phone with you.
Thank you. I appreciate you taking the time on a Friday. We spoke recently about the excitement surrounding the Coronado VMS property in Nevada. You just announced a drilling program that will commence in early December. Can you provide us the details, and can you talk a bit about why you're excited about this particular property, which hasn't seen modern exploration, by the way?
And there, you stole my line. No, because the fact that nobody did anything for so long, Big Mike was mined out in 1 year, 1970. They took 25 million pounds of copper out of it, shipped high-grade ore straight to smelters, didn't process it in the United States even. Then the low-grade, which was 3%, they heap leached that for several years, right up to about 1978 is what I've read. But people didn't have the tools to go looking in an overburden covered area over the next 20 years. We used VTEM, a helicopter-borne airborne survey that is famous, well known for locating deposits that are conductive, and these deposits are conductive. So therefore, this survey that we did that shows us anomaly here and anomaly there, that would project from the Big Mike mine, the known mine that of high grade, over 10% copper in the high grade part of the massive sulfides, there's a very good chance there's other deposits like it. Maybe smaller, maybe larger, but we hope larger because the anomalies we're pursuing first are quite large.
You mentioned that the lower grade was around 3%. What were some of the higher grades that were mined out? Because 3% today certainly isn't lower grade.
No, but I guess in 1970, I've looked back at the prices, they were about 50 cents a pound. So and you do the consumer price index on that, you'll probably get up to like $2 or something like that. So in modern dollars, somewhere maybe north of $2. The high grades in the massive sulfide lens at Big Mike ran in excess of 10% copper. Wow. And what was not known at the time is that cobalt, which has been sampled more recently from the mine waste that's been left behind, it was at least 0.2% in many of the samples taken, 0.2% cobalt. So in pounds of cobalt, that's 1/5 of a percent. 1% is 22 pounds. So that's about 4 pounds of cobalt per ton, which has got some value.
Absolutely. Now, the BLM has approved 9 drill hole locations at Coronado. Each location can host multiple holes. I understand that the preliminary test will consist of 3 diamond drill holes totaling about 2,500 feet. Is that accurate?
That is. We have to be modest in our first approach here. Yes, we're excited and we're confident, but this is mining exploration. You have to be prudent about how you spend your money. We're going for what we believe to be the best target. There could be other targets on the property that we haven't had the time or the budget to really go out and research. We know they're there, and we plan to do that in the future. Again, because of this curtain of dirt sitting on top of everything, in most of the areas where these anomalies are, it's very difficult to see anything. If it was easy, they already would have been found. So the 3-hole test, these holes range from 300 to maybe 800 feet, so somewhere around 2,500 feet in the end. Could be 2,200, could be 2,500, but this way we'll know what we're dealing with. We're doing a diamond drilling program. It's not cheap reverse circulation drilling. It's more expensive, and it's a large diameter core, HQ. That core diameter is, gee whiz, maybe there's a multiple choice test and I could pick one. It's about 2.5 inches in diameter.
Right.
So you have a bigger sample, which is good for a first pass.
And the drill starts turning the first week of December, I'm sorry?
That's right.
Got it.
We know the driller has committed to, the first few days of December to get there. These are always kind of, I wouldn't say nebulous, but it could be a day after that you expect, or whenever they can get the rig in there. It's easy to move. It's a track or some kind of buggy rig, and the terrain is gentle. We're not drilling on the side of a mountain. We're not perched somewhere. So we expect things to go smoothly 24 hours a day, and within a week or so, we're going to know if we've hit massive sulfides or not.
Well, you have a market cap Canadian of sub $5 million, a discovery of significance. I don't need to say it. It can go unsaid, but I'm going to say it anyway. We'll do a lot to re-rate shares of Nevada Sunrise. Can you talk a bit about the people that have worked on Big Mike and some of the consultants that you brought in, because they have pretty impressive track records and they've made some pretty optimistic statements. And again, we all know that drilling and exploration is high risk, high reward. The market has done a pretty efficient job of mitigating the risk here. As I mentioned, you're sitting at about 10 cents a share, $5 million market cap. But can you talk a bit about the quality of work that went into outlining these targets?
Well, first of all, we have a fellow named Ted DeMatteis. DeMatteis is how it's pronounced by him, but it looks like IES, like DeMatteis, but it's DeMatteis. Ted was instrumental in the discovery of VMS deposits in Wisconsin, again in covered terrain, hard to find except with airborne surveys outlining conductive anomalies. He worked with E.K. Lehman and Associates, which was a very like a first call geological consulting firm that lots of big companies would use them to work worldwide. His level of experience is huge. When I found Ted because of a paper that he had written on the Stillwater Range, which is where our Lovelock cobalt mine is, and the Treasure Box copper properties further to the south. Those same vendors from that area were the ones that introduced us to Big Mike. And as soon as I mentioned Big Mike to Ted, well, he got excited because he had already looked at it a couple of years ago for someone else, and they declined to go forward, which is our opportunity. That's where we're blessed that the ground was open. The possibility was there. We flew it. Ted looked at the anomalies, and he just said right away, this has a good chance of success.
Warren, exciting times. I can't wait for the drill to start turning, and we'll see what type of Christmas Nevada Sunrise delivers for shareholders. We should definitely know by then, right?
Well, we could throw money out of an office window on a windy day just for the people out there, if we're successful. But no, there will be rewards, and the people that take the risk, and that's our company, the people in the company, shareholders like yourself, people that support us. They will earn the reward if we're successful.
And a little bit of context, a few years back, you were drilling Kinsley Mountain. At the time, it wasn't Liberty Gold. It was a different name, but the company was drilling it out. They were the operator. The company went from something like 10 cents to $1.50. It was a round trip ticket with the bear market we've had since then. The operator then was Pilot Gold. It was called Pilot Gold. We're now sitting at 10 cents again. And just to be absolutely clear with everybody, I am biased. I bought it at 20 cents. I wrote a check at 15 cents. I recently wrote a check at 5 cents. And again, it's high risk, high reward, but you can't have one without the other sometimes.
And my first check was at $4 because I bought shares at 40 cents. We did the 10-for-1 rollback in 2013 when things were bad. Then the discovery at Kinsley Mountain propelled us to $1.50 in June and July of 2014. So, yeah, these things, they turn in a circle, that's for sure.
Well, again, credit to you and your team, Warren. You've done a great job of restructuring the share structure. You have just over 45 million shares outstanding, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of those shares are in long-term, strong hands, and you've done an excellent job of bringing in projects, optioning them out. This one you have the rights to 100% of, and a discovery here could mean big news for shareholders. So we'll see. We're going to find out. Thank you for your time, Warren.
Okay, let's hope we can all get some sleep when the drill's turning.
Fingers crossed. Thanks again.
Thank you, Gerardo.